pick up the Void and go off lane. So they need, but they have a Bat Rider mid solo as well. You might just see Crowley play a Bat Rider mid solo. So let's see if Crowley is going to get the mid solo. It could be an off lane Void, and they might go a carry instead now, or they might go vice versa.
Indeed, does seem interesting here. What they're going to pick, what not. Tinker certainly, there is a certain limitation to him. He cannot stack the Ancients as well now. And of course, even with stacking the normal creep camps, he is still just as every bit powerful. The only thing is the XP gain and the gold gain is slowed down a little bit. This seems like a good chance to prove that Tinker still has that power to dominate in games. Morphling and Storm Spirit actually being banned out. We've seen Storm Spirit being put to use quite well by Mr. Crowley. And Morphling also, like you said, again, another respect ban coming in. It'll be interesting to see what the final picks are. I mean, Tag Pro still need that last final hard carry hitting pick. There still is Medusa in the pool, who hasn't been touched in any form. Medusa is available for them to pick. What do you think about Medusa?
There is Medusa. There's even the Terrorblade. So if they want to actually go quite pushing, they can pick a Terrorblade. But they pick a Spectre. They require more tanks, so their go-to hero would be a Spectre. You can see that pick. Doom might just go off lane. It's going to be Witch Doctor, Omni Knight, and Spectre. They have that global presence with the Tinker getting his BOT, Spectre haunting and coming in. So that's a very good pickup by Tag Pro.
And the last pick being the Invoker, the one and only Mr. Crowley on the Invoker going mid solo. Most likely would turn out to be something like a Exort build that we've seen in the past. But hey, it's anyone's guess. It's always fun to watch Invoker, to see how the players work, the minds of the players work. Check, check. I guess we have a pause here. I'll just do the intro here. Omni Knight, played by Tag Virus. Witch Doctor, played by Zedisberg. Ghana, playing Tinker. Batasai, playing Doom. Spectre, played by No Chance. Silencer, played by I Am Legend. Invoker, played by Mr. Crowley. Skyrath Mage, by Haunter. Prophecy. On the Void, Bat Rider, played by A35. That's what it's gonna be, guys. Does look like quite an exciting matchup here. Bat Rider already on his way towards the off lane. Has one ward with him. Would be putting that to good use. Crowley being pulled, the tangos would be making his way to the mid here. Faceless Void along with Skyrath Mage going towards the top lane. And the Silence as well has sentry wards ready in case they try to block some spawns. Meanwhile, on the Radiant side, we have Tinker making his way towards the mid. Identical items by both the mid solos, except probably Tinker has one more Iron Branch, so that little bit of last hitting power, I don't know how much it's going to count for. But it does matter. Every stat matters. Precautionary pings being pointed out by Silencer. They know someone's here. Doom is here. They probably spot him a bit.
30 seconds to battle.
They're still pinging out. They want to block this spawn. In fact, two walls go out. Absolutely. I mean, one of theirs and one of theirs. Okay, the sentry's being put. Immediate D-wards coming out. Omni Knight, meanwhile, camping near the top rune. Witch Doctor, Doom, and the Omni Knight. Haste being picked up by the Doom. Has boots already with 4 tangos and 2 pulled up tangos. That's a huge amount of regen for such a small time. He most likely even pick up, yes, he does pick up the bounty rune as well. Both the runes going in the favor of Doom here. That little bit of a head start would go a long way for him. Spectre making her way towards the bottom lane. Stout Shield, 2 branches, 1 set of tangos, and 1 salve. Batrider has planted his ward, has complete vision, just inside of a little bit of the forest lane, and then the rune spot. Zetisberg doing an effective job of zoning the Batrider out. Meanwhile, in mid, we have Crowley and Tinker going about their exchanges, lasers being spammed. Of course, the last hit has to be denied. Meanwhile, on top, we have the Void just farming his way with Silencer, babysitting him completely well, and along with Haunter. Doom has actually made his way bot here. Oblique Gaming actually taking use, pulling the wave on their own and making use of this time to get some farm for themselves.
If I'm not wrong, I think Tag Pro, when they lost to OG, No Chance was playing Spectre only, and he was the one who held the game that long. So maybe he wants to redeem himself and show how strong Spectre is. Though if it goes late, my money would be more on Tag Pro because of the Tinker and Doom. They can shut down the Void, but the clutch plays by Silencer. Let's see how it goes ahead.
Absolutely. Omni Knight actually spending most of his time babysitting the Tinker at mid. Really wants this Tinker to get that good start. Should not be dominated in any form. He should be healed whenever he needs to be healed. That's mostly the game. You don't see the mid small camp pulls happening any often. Ghana going up the hill here. Meanwhile, on top, not much action happening. Completely a free lane. Doom is just roaming around, hoping. Actually, he just devours a good creep from the jungle. The Centaur actually lost its swiftness aura, so now it's just a storm that comes as a active ability after devouring him. That was a little bit of a nerf to the Doom, I must say.
Oblique Gaming is just going to wait for them to hit their levels, get their level 6s soon on the Batrider, on the Void, and then you'll see more action from Oblique Gaming because they do not want to go ultra late against Tag.
Here, but we can see, like early game without the Void's Chrono, I don't think they have anyone to lock a hero down in one place. It's just gonna be chase, time walk, kill, but there's no effective slow except probably the concussive shot and the flame break by Batrider. We see a smoke gank happening. Skyrat Mage and Silencer coming from the top. Tinker playing safe. He is leering towards the side, the opposite side of the map. He knows something is up. A pings come out here. They know someone's coming. They have actually revealed themselves. They seem to be visible here, just within the range probably. Meanwhile, Batrider in the jungle taking down the camp. Stand by Omni Knight. That's some good play coming out here by 835. Tinker does not get to spam his March of Machines. And there's very little that Omni Knight can do about this. Doesn't kill them all, but he kills them quite a bit. Not high enough level yet to actually claim all the creep camps, especially the powerful ones, the level 5s and the level 4s.
Tag Pro has done their homework. They know where they have to make the advantage against OG. That's why the creep stacks. You see Batrider trying to take it away from them, but though being low level, he's not able to. So Tinker should easily be able to take those camps away. Doom is farming on the bot camp. He will also get his level 6 soon. They are not able to take levels away from Doom. Spectre is farming. On the last hits, you can see Void leading the chart with 37 to 9. Then is Invoker 28 to 12. And then is No Chance on 24-13. So OG are having a nice time creeping, getting their farm up. Crowley is having a good time mid against Tinker. They were trying to get something, a kill on Tinker, but Tinker was quite safe. Now, there's actually been not that kind of rotation from TAC Pro. TAC Pro needs to see if they're able to get a kill on Crowley. Otherwise, Crowley will get his Hand of Midas up fast in the next 1 minute. And after that, he will start snowballing.
Batrider makes his way back into the jungle here. Another Firefly, another attempt to get back all the kills. This time, however, the camps have reduced in size quite a bit. Meanwhile, we see the March of Machine spam being used in mid to fend off the Invoker, take him back. The top lane is completely useless. No action seems to be happening. It's just a Void just farming his way to a Midas. And supported a little bit by Haunter, who's pulling consistently. A very safe game. No one wants to engage. Everyone just wants to position themselves better into the game. Silencer versus Doom now in mid. Both the supports have taken the lane in the absence of their mid solo masters. And now that they're back, they've retreated back. Tinker and Void are back in the mid lane. Regen on Tinker. Has his boots, has a Sage's mask. Will be going for probably that Soul of Ring of Soul probably first.
Quite much of a stalemate. Everyone's just farming. This is going to go into the late. They know that they can make advantage in the late game, so all are just sticking to their farm. Doom needs his level 6 fast. Doom needs his Agnum Scepter. They know they can't engage without the Agnum Scepter and the Blink. So they're all sticking to the farm, but they have to keep their positioning very much safe because they know little mistakes. This is the grand final. They do not want to. And you see a first blood on mid. I do apologize for missing that out.
Yep. I'm sorry for missing the first blood here. Just happens. Let's take a look at the fight recap here. The concussive shots and the cold snap and the arcane ball being used up, everything, plus the sunstrike doing tons of damage, 728 damage done, and 580 XP got by Oblique Gaming.
That's where I mentioned that there was not that much of a rotation by TAC Pro. You see Oblique Gaming very carefully rotating. They know they need to make that advantage on the Tinker, so they had to get that first blood on Tinker.
Haste on the Skywrath Mage. Again, he's going towards the top lane where nothing seems to be there. Just goes there to plant a ward, I guess. Two supports now TPing bot. Decide it's time to man up and take the fight. Silencer and the Skywrath Mage have TP'd bot. They have the Batrider ready. His lasso is ready. Probably that's why they decided it's good time to push in an engagement and get some kills on the Spectre. She has 1.4k gold already on her with the face boots. Meanwhile, a parallel smoke coming out from Doom and the Witch Doctor. Both the teams are ready. Both the teams are thinking quite similarly. And the Firefly and the Doom hits the Doom on the Batrider. Batrider is still going into the cliffs. Skywrath Mage actually chasing. Silencer, last word, and the curse. Meanwhile, Void Chronos, but Doom actually, as before that, Sunstrike coming in perfect and taking down Zedisburg on the Witch Doctor.
I foresaw your death the moment you were born.
Spectre actually TPing out perfectly fine. Skywrath Mage, Silencer. Batrider actually went down in that skirmish. Even though he tried to go into the impassable terrain, into the forest, ended up dying anyway. The Doom just too strong.
I don't know, I just don't feel Omni Knight fitting in this draft. Either they have just picked it for his ulti or just the heal, but I don't find it that synergy with Witch Doctor or Spectre. Yes, Spectre can use his dagger, move up to a hero and the heal, and maybe for the Void Chrono, the ultimate. But early game, for how long will they be able to hold for Spectre is the question.
Absolutely. I mean, it shouldn't be too hard for Void to actually focus and get the Omni Knight down as soon as possible when a fight starts. that should be the only goal because Omni Knight actually governs everything else. The repel, the magic immunity, the heal, the massive amount of armor that his ultimate gives. Meanwhile, let's take a look at the mid here. Tinker has his soul ring completed with the bottle and has bottled up a double damage rune. Midas on Crowley plus another 1k gold already stacked up. Let's see what he goes for next. Probably would be going for a 4-staff or a Necronomicon as a Staff of Wizardry delivered to him.
You can see Tinker, he requires his boots of travel very bad. That death at mid just stopped him from his farm. They most likely want to go back on him again. You can see the rotations happening, you can see the pings happening. But Omni Knight also is lingering around. He knows if another death on Tinker will just be a big setback for the team. You can see now Skyrat trying to get
Meanwhile,
his...
Spectre goes on the silencer. The Spectral Dagger actually let out on the silencer safely within the reach of his tower. Eats up a few tangles and is safe for now. A little aggression there by Spectre.
Batrider should be close to his blink very soon. He has 2k already. He has 2k already. He has his bottle. His blink should come up soon. Once he gets that blink, you might just see good rotations from OG.
Absolutely. Got his blink dagger ready. Probably farming another 100 gold for that TP scroll, and then TP and instant gank should be the name of the game. Meanwhile, Faceless Void on top has his Midas on him. Will be going for the Mask of Madness as the next item. 82 last hit versus 21 denied, and followed closely by Invoker with 79. Invoker actually using the alacrity to bring down this tower fast. Will it be denied? No. Tinker actually a precautionary repel being thrown out at Tinker just in case he decides to cold snap and contest the last hit for the tower. So the mid tier 1 tower falls. 12 minutes 40 seconds. 1-4 are the scores. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, we have an engagement happening. Doom actually slowed down in his scorched earth. Not much that he can do here. Batrider has the Invis rune, is around the Doom. Has been blocked though. I wonder if Doom will notice that he's been blocked. Still around the Doom here. Batrider still trying to follow him. Invoker making his way from mid lane into the jungle. This could be a great opening for Doom. Invoker is well within the range. This should be it. The lasso is off the cooldown, but the stacks of napalm coming in. Firefly in the place. Full snap being done. Repeated physical hits being damaged, and flame break. And the last hit from Crowley on the Invoker takes the kill.
That's just amazing play and good rotation by Oblique Gaming. They know they have the dagger. They have to start making plays and stop Doom. Tinker will be up with his boots of travel. As soon as his boots of travel, they know that he's going to start pushing. So they need to make these plays happen. That's what they just did. Doom died, and Oblique Gaming got the opening they need. You see level 2 Necronomicons already on the Invoker. He has the hand of Midas, the level 2 Necronomicons. That push power is coming so that they can stop the Tinker.
Meanwhile, the Tinker does have his boots of travels ready. Now this is a time where Tinker just starts to come online. He can go to all the lanes and farm. Skywrath Mage actually gets the Spectre down on top lane. Sorry about missing that. Let's check a fight recap here. You have the Arcane Bolt being used up, Time Walks, and the Chronosphere being dedicated to get the Spectre kill. I guess that's what they're really trying to do. They need that Spectre at all costs. Shutting down that Spectre just means a lot to them. Early game, once you shut down, late game gets much harder to revive.
And Spectre now should be on the Spectre. Tinker has his BOT. He will farm. Keeping Spectre alive should be the main aim for Tag Pro right now.
Things coming out for the Tinker. And Batrider actually pings him out. A proper stun strike plus the Laster combo and another flame break. One hit should finish the game. And TP's out actually. Escapes from that. Batrider, the turning casting animation taking too much time. Now it's Spectre's turn. They're focusing on the Spectre. A cold snap being given. Think actually comes back with the missiles. A flame break. Batrider really low here. March of Machines doing work on him. Very close here. Another missiles taking down the Batrider here. Comes into the vision of the tower. Batrider killed by the tower actually. And Haunter actually managed to deny the silencer, who was doomed. Two separate fights happening simultaneously at different parts of the map. That's something I've seen a lot happen in these games. It's just 2 versus 2 in separate parts of the map that's happening simultaneously, and just shit just goes down, and it's hard to catch up with everything. Meanwhile, Tinker inching his way towards that much needed dagger here, farming neutrals, farming the lanes wherever he can. Spectre comes to the bottom lane. Forge Spirits here to harass her a little bit. Actually, they're doing a shit ton of damage here. Plus 74 at 16 minutes into the game. That's like double it up, and that's like 160 damage per hit. Of course, without the armor reduction. I see a level 3 Necrobook being picked up by the Invoker. 100 creeps on the scoreboard. The century's up, boys. 16 minutes into the game. A smoke being popped up by the Faceless Void and the Skywrath Mage. Let's see what work they make of it. Cask goes off on the Force Spirit. It's a waste though. Time lapse, time walk, and Void actually takes down the Witch Doctor in an instant. Of course, Invoker Sunstrike doing the final blow.
These pickoffs by OG are very crucial. But the problem is Tag Pro is doing nothing about it. They're just concentrating on Spectre's farm and Tinker. Though Tinker might get picked off with the ultimate and they put a slow and the stun, but he will just fall down by the Batrider. The Haunt coming in, the silence being put, but they will be safe.
Dire's middle tower
The
is
Spectre
under
ultimate at
attack.
this point actually still doing a fair bit of damage here. Still just has a phase boot and a drums on it. We see a pause coming out. Some issues with the key. Spectre actually getting the lane at last. No one seems to be coming near her, at least for some time here. They still have the tower standing, so it should be fairly easy to TP and get to her, get a kill on her. But she still has some time. Should properly utilize that to get the farm she needs. Again, Forge Spirits being sent to chase her away. I see this tactic being used a lot by Crowley. Ghana here with the Boots of Travel and 1.6k gold already in the bank. Should be completing his dagger soon enough. Meanwhile, Doom taking the farm with the Scorched Earth on the top lane. Tower was lost quite some time back, but now it's time to get some farm for Doom. The early game was really hard for him. He's just roaming around, trying to get one creep or two from the neutral camps, then just roaming around from one lane to the other. Top was almost a complete free farm for this Void here. That's always never a good news when the hardest carry in the game actually gets the free farm for the most amount of time. We see a Batrider using his Firefly and going into the trees, wants to make something happen, needs that vision over one hero at least who can just show his face so that it can blink and get lassoed. But no one seems to be coming close. No one is falling for the trap. Meanwhile, Roshan actually, a surprise Roshan actually taken by Crowley with the help of his Forged Spirits. and the Necronomicons.
Well-gotten gains.
There's some things that we just can't say out loud because it's a live, on-location cast, and people, the loudspeakers can get too loud at times. Cannot take that risk. Spectre actually grabs the haste rune. A smoke being employed by the Doom here. Doom, Omni Knight, and the Witch Doctor. Silence being used up on top here as they go upon the Tinker. Tinker taking too much damage. The last word gets it. Batrider with the last hit gets the kill. Spectre using the ultimate. Whom does she want to go against? Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, we see Doom actually taking the last hit on the faceless Void here. 4 heroes dedicated, bringing that one hero down. Still worth the investment of time here. Spectre needs all the help she can get. That relic is absolutely precious for her in this game.
Radiant structures
Crowley,
fortified.
meanwhile, just doesn't need to do anything here. Just trying to push out as much as he can. He has the Force Spirits, he has the Necro Book, and the tier 2 towers are already down to half HP. Tinker comes in, has the dagger ready, spams the missiles, spams the marches. Will be able to defend this tower at least, but not before that it goes down to 280 HP. Fairly low.
You can see Invoker topping the net worth chart with almost 12k gold. Then second, followed by the Doom, Batrider close, and Tinker. So Crowleys are having a very good time. They're pushing towers. They have their plays ready. They have the Aegis. Void is also with his Maelstrom and Hand of Midas. He should soon get to an Agnum Scepter. That's what they normally go for. Not every Void would like to build into the Agnum Scepter, but they have good initiation. They have a Silencer ultimate to depend as well. So his next go-to item should be an Agnum Scepter.
But shouldn't you, like, wouldn't the BKB be like a safer choice here? He needs that, probably the magic immunity from the Witch Doctor's tosses. Once in the Chrono, and if Witch Doctor's caught out and he launches those casks, it'll just be hell. He won't be able to attack anyone and they'll keep bouncing forever.
The thing is that he has to catch the Witch Doctor or the Omni Knight first, because if the Omni Knight gets off his ultimate, they will have a hard time. So he needs to catch Omni Knight and Witch Doctor, and yes, he would go into a BKB eventually. But that Agnum Scepter ultimate would give them a more duration for Crowley to actually do something in the ultimate.
Doom actually coming in, blinking in, just to devour a creep, but Witch Doctor actually getting the deny on that mid tier 2 tower. That's a little bit of a setback for Oblique Gaming. Some gold lost. Again, we see no chance, hiding in the trees, just trying to get by with that gold per second increase that you get. It's still too uncertain to venture out into the world.
Spectre should be soon with his Radiance. He's almost close to his... He has 3.8k gold, so he should be soon with the Radiance.
Meanwhile, Tinker being focused upon, Skyward Page being used, and the lasso actually. Crowley getting the last hit again. Chronosphere being employed as well. Crowley taking hits on the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor will go down as well. Some great gameplay, great ganks coming out. Diving under the tower and getting 2 kills on Tinker and the Witch Doctor. Now I think they want to focus on this tower here, build up their advantage.
I don't know why this just feels a repeat of the game that they lost in their first game. The problem is that Spectre is not able to finish his Radiance fast. By the time these guys will just push towers, get the advantage, and they will have that much farm to even take Spectre down.
Spectre actually has finally reached almost enough gold. Actually, she reached enough gold to get a relic, but she then bought a teleport scroll. Now she finally has, again, 3.8k gold, as you see the couriers flying out to get that relic.
But you can see the pickup on Crowley. He has a completed Scythe of Vice, plus he has the Aegis. So Crowley can just control the gank so well. A well-placed Chrono can just shut that bro down.
Along with the double damage rune right now, I think a Sunstrike actually going down somewhere on the map. We kind of miss it. Cannot really see where exactly that was deployed. Meanwhile, we see Crowley with a complete sight of us. That's just going to be so essential. He loses his Aegis actually. In the meantime, not used up at all. They do not want to engage and actually make use of that Aegis unnecessarily. They just let it expire without taking too many risks.
So right now, OG has 2 lockdowns, one Chrono, one Scythe of Vice. And also they have Batrider's ultimate. That Flaming Lasso going through BKB. That's just going to be a big problem for Tag Pro.
Batrider does seem to be building his way towards a BKB. One important item that we skipped actually was he has got his 4-star since quite a while and has been putting that to good use here. Lots of farm, should have his Mithril Hammer up and ready on him right now. We see something flying into Void, and that's a Scepter completed on the Faceless Void. 161 last hits. Let's take a look at the last hits here. $152 on the Tinker and 163 on the Void here, actually leading the charts here, followed by the Tinker from Tag Team. Let's take a look at the experience graph. It's clearly steadily dipping towards in favor of Oblique Gaming, coupled with those Roshans. I think that's helped them immensely. Plus, the general score seems to be skewed in Oblique Gaming's favor. In terms of gold, we look at a similar plus 14,000 lead here. These are just big numbers here. Anything can happen anytime, but they do matter in game. They're not mere statistics.
The thing is, Oblique Gaming's farm is just shared among Crowley and Void. So even if they are able to just pick up one, they can't just make a comeback that easily, even with the new comeback mechanism. So things are looking quite good for Oblique Gaming. They're moving towards the bot tower. They have shut down Tinker quite hard. He just has a Dagon level 1 with a blink. You can see Doom finishing his BKB. So now maybe they'll be able to make something happen with the Witch Doctor ultimate.
Absolutely, Witch Doctor, as always, building his way towards that Scepter. This time, they won't have a Chrono in assistance to actually put that Death Ward down. We see Batrider actually blinking in, but actually does not catch anyone, so he just 4 stars back a little bit. Taking a look at Spectre, has enough gold now, ready to buy a Radiance here. Should speed up her farm quite a bit.
That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for Spectre's Radiance. As soon as he gets his Radiance, they will start initiating. The Doom has his BKB.
The Doom does have his blink here. Should be quite helpful. Blinking and just disabling one hero, putting one hero completely out of the equation. That is the reason why teams love Doom. He completely skews the fight in favor of their team by just making it 4 versus 5 instead of 5 versus 5.
Radiant's bottom tower
We
is
see a
under
smoke
attack.
gang being deployed here. They seem to be going on the top, but no one from Oblique Gaming is actually there. Seems like a waste of resources. Roshan, in the meantime, has actually spawned back. Crowley again bringing it down fairly easily. No contest whatsoever coming in from the Tag people. They're still on top. Still want to get this tier 1 tower, which is at 154 HP.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
Another Roshan falls in favor of Oblique Gaming. Invoker picking up his 2nd Aegis. Boots of
They might want to
Recipe
make a
ready
move onto
on the
Spectre.
Invoker.
But they eventually back out. Spectre goes behind the tower. They will now start pushing bot. No Chance knows he needs his farm. He just leaves that lane. Everyone is on top. Tinker's on top. Rotations are now happening bot.
Dire's top
They take the
tower
top
has
tower.
Finally, 1 tower in favor of Tag Gaming. That should go a long way in helping the Spectre. Maybe pick up a Vitality booster just for that extra bit of HP. And meanwhile, on the bottom lane, we actually see Crowley get a kill on the Tinker here. along with all 4 of his
Tower is under attack.
teammates. A 5-man gang against the Tinker. Scout him out, blink in, lasso out, get him done, get him good.
Under attack. Dire's
Seems like they want to go for the end game here. They do not want Spectre to get any more farm than she already has. They really want to finish. Void does have his chrono ready here, along with the Scepter.
Tower is under attack.
Alacrity again pumped up onto the Invoker himself, dishing out some hits here.
Dire's
Missiles and March being spammed onto the bottom lane. I don't think they'll be able to breach this at this point of time.
That's a clever thing to do. Void has gone on top. He wants to finish his next item, mostly a BKB. And Invoker has his go-to item, the Scythe Vice. Easy pickoffs for him, so he shouldn't be in trouble. He'll be able to take pickoffs quite well. They see an initiation happening bot. You see the Doom trying to get, but they kill off the Silencer.
A quick Dagon coming out from the Tinker in time, just blinking in and getting that Dagon off on the Silencer. Quick, easy kill. The Silencer is actually quite stacked up with a new Scepter, an Oblivion Staff. Seems to be going for that Refresher Orb. Does want to use his ultimate twice. A total of 10 to probably, with, let's say, the level 3, he'll be getting in 12 seconds of silence.
The problem is now Tinker actually can't be alone, because if Crowley is over there, he just has to initiate with the Hex and there'll be people pouncing on him. That's exactly what I just said. That Hex pickup was very crucial, and they're getting pickups left, right and center. They were able to pick up the Omni Knight, and now they can actually start breaching high ground mid.
Absolutely. Still, March of Machines is actually a great skill to have, you know, when you want to defend against an oncoming creep wave. It just clears up everything with such ease. Meanwhile, we see Doom actually still has his same items since some time. A BKB, Face Boost, Link Dagger, Midas. But he has banked in 2.4k gold into his account. You see Crowley on mid. Still has his Aegis.
Batrider should actually now go into making a pipe. They require a pipe carrier, someone who can negate the damage done by Tinker. Slowly but steadily, he'll be able to get up to Dagon level 5 and that Ethereal Blade. So, and there we have another kill by Invoker.
There's absolutely no way of predicting where something's going to happen. I guess now I'm just going to follow Mr. Crowley here. Seems to be making most of the plays happen. 7 kills out of the 14 have gone in his favor. All those sun strikes and every cold snap he's landing turns into kills.
You can see a smoke happening. They're trying to bait someone. They're trying to pick up, and the smoke will get revealed. Batrider gets, and the silence happens. Batrider pulls in the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is going to get shut down. Void is going to go, but the ultimate by, and he's trying to TP out. Most likely he'll be able to TP out unless the bash happens, and the bash is there, and that's the death of Omni Knight.
Absolutely great gang going in favor of Oblique Gaming. This should be an opening up. Batrider actually doomed up. Chronosphere finally used, and Crowley gets a monster kill streak. The thing get down. Faceless Ward actually finishes off Doom. Doom just buys back into the game. Spectre actually using her ultimate, going on the Crowley. He still has the Aegis. Will he go down? Yes, he has the Aegis. Ward actually man-fighting the Spectre. Brings him down with a double kill. Prophecy actually chooses to TP out of this engagement right now. The Doom is out. Crowley still deciding, still contemplating whether to go on the Doom or not. And he decides to back out of this engagement. Great fight here happening. Lots of excitement, lots of action happening. Crowley again wants to breach the high ground. You chooses Hex to actually fend off the Doom, but the Glyph being used, the Death Ward being employed here. Doom blinks in and tries to land that slow, but Crowley fast reactions here using the Ghost Walk here and TPing out to safety.
But he just dies in base with the Witch Doctors.
Oh, the Maledict actually finishing up the job.
The problem was Omni Knight and Witch Doctor shouldn't have initiated. They don't have that much of an initiating power That stun by Witch Doctor's there, but Omni Knight went alone ahead, and that's how he got caught. The crowd going crazy over here.
The crowd actually going nuts here. We can't seem to catch what team they're exactly cheering for. But the noise is always good.
Actually, a big shout out to the crowd over here for supporting these games happening, and for everyone who came here. An excellent turnout for such a big tournament, a grand tournament.
Absolutely. India's biggest tournament here happening with the finest pieces available, with the best production that I've ever seen on any land in India. Definitely a hats off and a big applause towards them. Spectre, meanwhile, has picked up her Yasha, inching her way towards the Manta. 2,000 gold already on her account. The ultimate ops shouldn't be far off. Another 900 gold and she's ready with her Manta. Meanwhile, we see a vitality booster being picked up by Haunter here on the Skywrath Mage. Probably going for the Rod of Atos or the Rod of Awi, as we've come to know it. A BKB being picked up by Mr. Crowley here. He does not want to go for those mobility items and no force stop for him. And Spectre actually being picked up on top. The Void actually going solo and making some short work of the Spectre. Let's take a look at the fight recap. She tried to dagger her way out, but the Chronosphere, the Time Walk. Also a Sunstrike actually doing shit tons of damage here. Lots of work going on. Tornado actually going and hits the Tinker here. The missile actually whiffs. The BK being popped up. Instant Hex. Invoker going on the Tinker. Tinker Flame Break. And one more hit should be down. Lasso, meanwhile, on the Doom. Doom is still chasing after Batrider, taking a lot of heat in the base. And he will go down with the final heal coming up from Omni Knight. The gem being dropped actually. That seems like a big loss for Oblique Gaming. The map control factor that Oblique Gaming seem to have. The gem has fallen in the hands of Tag. Concussive shot on the Doom. He blinks out, fast avoided. Doom, Void actually time walks into the Witch Doctor and man fights him to death. Another, and suddenly again another time walk, and the Spectre, another Chrono, and a Sunstrike finishes up the job. These are the synergies we talked about. The Chrono, the Sunstrike, giving enough time for the Invoker to do everything he wants to do.
This is just amazing play by Void and Invoker. They are having just such good pickups. He's man-fighting Spectre. They know they can just Chrono him, Sunstrike him down. And the Skywrath ultimate is also there. So they have nothing to worry about Spec. Void is getting into his farm. Hopefully he's able to make a Butterfly as well. They're waiting for the next Roshan spawn. And then they'll be able to push. They can see Roshan has spawned right now. You can see Crowley standing over there, pinging over there. Void is close by. Do you think that Void should pick up the Aegis, or should it go in Crowley's hand?
I think the Aegis belongs more towards Crowley here, because Crowley can do much more work with so many of his skills and the hexes that he has. He can probably get to use the hex twice. The Force Space, Necronomicon do so much of work here. Another Aegis going in favor of Oblique Gaming. Another Aegis picked up by the Invoker, no doubt. And the cheese being picked up by the Void. Yes, it is the third Aegis. Therefore, the cheese will be dropped. Crowley actually chooses to TP on top.
Doom finally has his Agnum Scepter. This Doom has been quite passive this game. I'm not seeing much done by Doom. Though he has a blink, mostly we see the Witch Doctor and Omni Knight initiating. On the other hand, I would prefer the Doom to initiate.
Meanwhile, we see, let's take a look at the Spectre. We haven't looked at her since a long time. She does have, last time we checked, she had 2k gold. That's probably when she died. And then now she's finally settled on a vitality booster. 6 deaths, almost 200 last hits here on her board for her. Should probably look to venture out into making that hard now. Tag Virus always there to babysit the Spectre. This is one key hero. 2 heroes being deployed just to protect Tag here. Meanwhile, on bottom, we have the precautionary pings going. Invoker actually rushing in, pushing that tornado out and trying to take the creep waves out alone. Batrider using the Firefly actually, which goes into cooldown now. Not much that they can do. Probably was just like a rapid push just to scare them into TPing into the bot lane and wasting some more of their time. Spectre still scared in the trees, has her haunt ready, can be deployed anytime she wants. The cliff goes off, he has the Necromonicons ready, along with the Force Spirit, the casks from which Dr. God. Batrider actually goes in and grabs the virus. Here he's out, Void actually goes in, the Chronosphere is here in place. Ghana getting hit so hard, he goes down in seconds. Now it's Witch Doctor's turn. Meteor also doing lots of work here, Prophecy with a double kill. Now they're going back, Spectre finally uses the haunt. Void actually force-tapped out. The Doom is still on him. Dagon, and then finally goes down to the Doom here. Skywrath Mage actually using his ulti. Tinker, a buyback from Tinker, coming in and doing a lot of work. Again, he's silenced. The Tornado will hit EMP also in synchronization. And then the final Hex and few last hits gets the job done. Now it's Doom's turn to die. And one more hit. No, he goes safely into the base. Will survive this battle. Should be an easy racks for Oblique Gaming. They've taken quite efforts and pains to actually get to this level. Consistent performance throughout the board. Great picks, great synergy. It's like they really know what each other player in the team wants to do, will do. Perfectly anticipating every action on every part.
They know Spectre's down for 35 seconds. That's why they just go for the mid tower instead. They leave the top range racks. They know this is easy mid racks for them as well. Crowley is alive, Void has cheese. And there you see the initiation by Void. Doom BKBs and tries to escape. Void puts the Chrono and he should be able to take down the Doom as well. Do you see the Witch Doctor ulti trying to hit Void? And the ultimate too late by Omni Knight. Is not able to save the Void and mid racks falls as well. This should be GG soon. And there's an initiation on the Witch Doctor, but the repel saves him. He heals, but there's mid racks falls as well. This game should come to a close soon. OG showing their dominance in this game completely.
It looks like they've just decided the GG well played actually coming out at 42 minutes already. Seems like Tag has conceded this game. Will go into game second here.
So guys, this is a best of 3 and the first game going in favor of Oblique Gaming. Put your hands together for Oblique Gaming. They showed their dominance. What an amazing play by Crowley and the Void. Though Tag Pro is not behind.